Ladies and gentlemen, the trade period is finally over and done with. Let's look at the list management side of things and where we could be post-draft period leading into the preseason supplementary period. It's time to talk all things black and white. All right, ladies and gents, here we are. No messing about. We're going to get straight into it because I feel like we have quite a bit to talk about. Now, straight away, what I want you to see and understand is we are going off the assumption that Titch and Mason Cox will be delisted. Let me just refresh the capture here. Okay, yeah, beautiful. So you can see my annotations now. We're assuming that Tom Mitchell and Mason Cox will be delisted tomorrow, but I'm sure if one of them were to remain on the list, you could just do some quick math. So where do we stand with Jack Buller into the side, with Will Hoskin-Elliott outgoing, Finlay McRae delisted, Charlie Dean delisted, Ash Johnson delisted, Markov delisted, Titch, Cox, both expected to be delisted, more than likely I would say. Brody Myercheck gone to the Ds. We retain Jamie Elliott. Jacob Blight and we know Simpkins not going to be a part of this, so we can get rid of him. Blight is still a question mark, but I'll show you the refresh of how we look potentially post-draft as well, okay? But right now, as of the 16th of October, you got Jack Buller on the side, which gives us a total of 31 primary listed players. You can have anywhere between 36 to 38 on the primary list. Bear in mind that the draftees from the national draft must be put onto the primary list. You can't throw them onto a rookie unless they're an academy bid, and we'll talk about, Jai Sexton and McGuan in a moment. We have currently 6 rookie A's and then 1 rookie B being Will Parker, who in the next slide will also be on the rookie A list. He's played X amount of games, which would not see Parker deemed to fall within that category of being able to list him as a rookie B once again. And then this is our draft hand after the pick swap with Brisbane. So we get pick. We already had pick 39, but we get pick 45, which is incredibly important because it allows us the points that we need to get this bloke McCarthy. If he's to go somewhere early to mid-second round, this number here should do the job. Beforehand, it wasn't necessarily going to be the case. So with all that being factored in, we're currently at 38 on the list. 6 spots available if we do throw in Tom Mitchell and Mason Cox. So there's a little bit of wriggle room. And then we slide down and we're here. So there's a few adjustments that have been made, obviously, okay? So Buller stands as the only incoming through the trade period. You got Zach McCarthy, who I think we will use pick 30. At this point in time, with the picks we have available, we will use pick 39 and pick 45, which is valued at 409 points, give or take. It's literally like we'll have the loosest of change after we match the bid for McCarthy. And then I'm thinking we use pick 56, which will once again fall into the primary list. And then maybe, just maybe with this pick 61, if McGuan is available, I think there's every chance that we take him. But we've seen in drafts gone by, mid-season drafts gone by in the last few years, we're always going with the idea of, okay, we're going to get these guys, and then in the end, we walk out with none of those guys that we've spoken about. I mean, like, if you want to go to the mid-season draft, we spoke about Joshua Brown and Riley Mason at length, Rod Ali. So these players never got drafted. I wonder if Rod Ali is a player that's going to be considered in the national draft. You'd hate to see someone like Rod Ali, who slipped through our guard in the mid-season draft, and then you see someone like Rod Ali, who won the flag with Eastern Rangers against the Sandy Dragons. You'd be spewing to see a defender like that get picked up in the national draft and say that, I don't know if he's projected or if he's in the calculations at all, but that would hurt me. That would upset me for sure. But my point was, even in the national draft, I mean, like Charlie West and Will Hayes from the Samful and the Waffle, South Australia and Western Australia, I think those selections caught a lot of us by surprise. Joel Cochran as well. So while our eyes are set on someone like McGuan, if this pick is still available to us, I wouldn't be surprised if we use this pick elsewhere. Or whether we use it or not at all is another question. I'd imagine with pick 56, we'll try cook something up with it. We always tend to find picks in the 40s and 50s. You think Bo McCreary, Harvey Harrison, like who's on the list that's recently been drafted? I mean, you got West, Will Hayes, and Joel Cochran, who are all relatively late picks. TJ would have been a pick in the 30s or 40s. Jacob Ryan as well, potentially. Anyone else that springs out to me? I mean, DC, we traded pick 56 to the Swans for DC. So there's that alone that should encourage you to take a stab with this pick. I mean, Dane Swan wasn't too far away from this pick. Josh Dacos was thereabouts as well. So definitely a lot of wriggle room and ways to take advantage of this pick. Where it's typically considered a dead air space, we tend to find diamonds in a rough with this pick. So there's that. And this, by the way, with this update, I've actually factored in Mason Cox. Let's say in a world one of the two stay where there's a possibility as well. I've included, where'd he go? We lost him. Oh, what's going on? No. Don't do this to me if I go back. All right.
Best
Coxie
teams
back.
with Kai.
Go away. All right. So we've got Coxie on the list just in case. Just play it safe. 1 from 2 is probably the safest way to go about predicting the list where it's at and where it's going to be. Illaru stays on a rookie. Steen, rookie. Howes, rookie. Sullivan, rookie. Rowan Steele, rookie. An important point here with the meetings for Sullivan, Howes, Tom Mitchell, Mason Cox. I think... You'd think that they are making me a bit nervous with the meetings. And I know that's how it's supposed to be. But I would have thought Noah Howes and Sullivan have an opportunity to remain, at least one of the two of them have an opportunity to remain in the squad, really. Like, I'm throwing in McGuan, but we don't know if we're even going to use that pick. So is that a list spot opened? I'm throwing in that we are going to pick up Jacob Blight. And I'm throwing in that we're going to pick up Saxoner. So, okay, maybe, right, if you lose these two, because we're at capacity right now with what we've just factored in, if we do throw in a Jacob Blight, you're leaving, what you're doing essentially is leaving 2 spots open for we've got late picks. I've got it here, actually. Let's have a look here. We've got late picks here, but like beyond 61, are you really using these picks? Are you really using these picks is my question if you're Collingwood. If we're using those picks, then okay, you can see a world where we need to delist more players if you want to get a couple more acquisitions or if you want to leave space for the preseason supplementary period. So like we can speculate and take a stab in the dark and make an educated guess on what's all going to happen. But this is, I think, as reasonable as we can be before tomorrow's meetings, before the draft, before delisted free agency with Jacob Blight potentially coming in. There's a lot there. There's a lot there that can happen, and this picture can look completely different than what we think than what it looks like right now. But that's just to give you a picture right now to illustrate where we're at today. And then tomorrow will be hopefully somewhere we're around the mark. But I'd like to think Noah Howes and Sullivan have done just enough. I would be more disappointed if we lost. I feel like I'd be more disappointed if we lost. I mean, I know some of you would say you'd be more disappointed if you lost Sullivan. I'm more on the side of Howes because we just know what Sullivan's going to give you. Yes, he's a role player, but does he play if Bo McCreary misses games and Lockie Schultz misses games and Bobby Hill misses games next season like they did this year? It's unlikely that they're all going to miss that. Plus, Will Hayes is there who can play that small forward role. Sullivan's not playing on ball, so he's purely there to fill a role in the forward line. I'd be more disappointed if Noah Howes is delisted because we haven't seen anything from him just yet. But I'm mindful he's a mid-season draftee as well. So we must be real about this whole situation. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, go Pies.